Yo, what's up, Libra? Welcome to monthly forecast for the month of April 2018. Libra, a lot of important astrology happening this month. We've got Mercury, which is going direct halfway through the month, and then we've got Chiron, which is changing signs, and that's a big deal because that doesn't happen very often. We've got Saturn, which is going to go retrograde, and Pluto also going retrograde. So a lot of change of direction this month, and the Sun is going to be in your area of relationship throughout the month of April 2018, Libra. So it's going to be there for the first 3 weeks. So there's going to be more of an emphasis on the one-on-one situations that exist in your life, especially for those of you who are coupled up. So there's going to be more of an emphasis on your relationship situation. And for those of you who are single, the first 3 weeks of April are a great time for you to make an effort to bring someone into your life. And then the sun's going to shift on April 19th. It's going to move into an area that has to do with your shared resources, shared finances, business deals, contracts, negotiations. It even has to do with your sex life. So there's a lot of stuff that falls under the area of when the sun shifts on April 19th. But those are the main themes for you, Libra, for the month of April 2018. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat, on April 2nd, Mars and Saturn are aligning in an area that has to do with your home situation. So this is an aspect that has to do, these energies are contradicting because you have Mars that wants to push forward and it wants to forge ahead, and then you have Saturn that wants to hold and restrict. So with this influence, it's like it has to do either with your home life or your family. It's like some of you want to forge ahead when it comes to something that has to do with your home life or your family. And on the same side of the other coin, you have Saturn, which is kind of holding things back. So there's just a really push-pull energy going on right around April 2nd, and it has to do with your home life or your family situation. So some of you might notice that. And then on April 4th, Mercury retrograde will aspect Mars. And this influence has to do with communication with either those who are under your roof potentially, or for others of you, this has to do with, communication with your family. And these communications that you're having, they might not be, I don't know, there's some kind of caveat there. It's not really like the smoothest of conversations maybe that are happening on April 4th. And if you're not actually having a conversation, you might be thinking about something that has to do with your home or your family situation. And potentially there might be someone's assertive in this situation because Mars is in the mix, and Mars is definitely assertive. So Mercury retrograde would suggest that on April 4th, potentially you're having a conversation that you might have had before. So, some of you might be having conversations with members of your family that you've had before, or anybody who's involved with your family situation. There might be a conversation that's coming up again right around April 4th. And then for others of you, this could be more about something that's going on within your home life. On April 7th, Venus, your ruler, will aspect Saturn. And this is a nice one because Venus really softens the influence. So wherever Venus goes, it wants to bring diplomacy. It wants to bring that feel-good type of ambience to wherever it goes. So with this one, it has to do with your home life and has to do with your shared resource situation. And Saturn is working to make something more permanent in your home life and in your family situation. It's this angle between Saturn and Venus is a nice one on April 7th. So there is something really positive happening there between your shared resource situation and between your home life or your family. And you really might get some sort of notice about this right around April 7th. Like you really might be able to tell that there's some sort of magic in the air right around April 7th. And, something is being solidified regarding your shared resource situation, regarding your home life or your family situation. If you're single, I'd say this is a great day for you you can make some nice connections with your family members. And when it comes to love or matters of the heart, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody who you're interested in right around April 7th, because potentially this is someone, if you can make a connection with somebody right around April 7th when you're single, potentially this is someone who you're going to be with for a very long time. On April 11th, the sun will aspect Jupiter, which is retrograding, and this one has to do with, for you Libras especially, who are attracted to somebody who from the area of where you earn your money. I'd say there is there's definitely somebody who has relationship potential for you, and somehow they fit in with what you do to make your money. So think about that. And for some of you, because Jupiter's retrograding, there if you were ever involved with anybody in the I'm not this is very specific. Obviously, this is not going to resonate for all Libras, but if you were ever involved with someone in the past who, potentially you knew them from potentially a previous area of where you earn your money, or even now, maybe some of you might see some former flames come up if they were somehow factored into your professional past, or, if they were factored into a previous way that you used to earn your money. Potentially some of you could either be thinking about this person, or maybe they're going to make a reappearance in your life. And that's really specific. That's not going to happen for all of you now. If it doesn't have to do with anything that I'm talking about, then others of you might be making adjustments in the area where you earn your money. So the sun's angle to Jupiter on April 11th does suggest adjustments or potentially a change of direction. So, maybe some of you are going to be looking to do something different with, in regard to the way you operate in the area of where you earn your money. On April 15th, Mercury will finally go direct, and it's been retrograding since March 22nd. So, Mercury in this area has been in this area of relationship for you, retrograding since March 22nd. And now it's going to move forward on April 15th. So that's always a good thing. Forward moving Mercury is always a good thing. So, if you had to revisit conversations that you had in your relationship in the past, maybe you've talked about something before in your relationship, that's probably because Mercury is retrograding from March 22nd all the way till April 15th. But now with Mercury going forward, the conversations that you're having in your relationship are very, it's more about forward progress. It's clear communication, whereas the difference there is when Mercury is retrograding, maybe communication was a little bit muddled between you and your significant other, or, if you were single, then, potentially this might have caused a delay in regard to you connecting with somebody you're interested in for a relationship. On April 15th also, there's a new moon, which occurs in this area that has to do with relationship in your life, Libra. So, if you're coupled up already and you're happy, then the 6 months that follow the new moon on April 15th, potentially some of you just new stuff coming down the pike for your existing relationship. Like, what are you going to do in the 6 months that follow April 15th? If you're happy in your relationship, are you going to take it to the next level? Are you going to get engaged? Are you going to get married? Whatever the next steps are that are positive for your relationship. Now, for those of you who are single, or potentially in alliances that aren't so great, there might be somebody new who's coming down the pike in the 6 months that follow April 15th. And I'm not saying there's definitely going to be somebody, but keep your eyes open. There's always a possibility when a new moon hits in this area. And April 17th, this is a big one. Chiron is shifting into your area of relationships. So I'm going to talk about what this transit's physically, how it's physically going to happen. And then I'm going to talk about what it means. So Chiron's going to shift into your sector of relationship on April 17th. And then on July 5th, it'll go retrograde in that area. And it's going to retrograde so much that it's going to retrograde back into your sector of work on September 25th. And then it'll go direct in your sector of work on December 9th. And eventually it'll move forward again into your area of relationship, where it'll be until April 14th, 2027. So that's a long time. So, what does all this mean? Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth in the beginning, but, eventually Chiron's going to get established in your area of relationship, and it's going to be there until 2027. That's a long time. So Chiron has the tendency to bring out our sensitivity. So, with it being in your area of relationship, it's either going to resonate one of two ways. It's going to be like, until once it gets established in your area of relationship, it's like some of you are going to be potentially have times where you're overly sensitive in your relationship, and this is going to happen all the way until 2027. Now, if it's not you, then potentially you're with somebody, or you're going to be with somebody who, potentially they may get a little bit too sensitive about certain things within the relationship. And it's going to resonate differently for all of you. Now, the thing about Chiron, it's like making a bigger deal out of something that it really is. So potentially it's just someone being oversensitive in your relationship situation. On April 17th, Saturn is going to go retrograde, and it's going to retrograde until September 6th. Once again, retrograde planet looks like it's going backwards. It's not really going backwards, but it looks like it is. What does that mean astrologically? This happens in your area of home and family. R for retrograde, R for revised. This is a great time for just putting the brakes on in your home life or your family situation. See what revisions you can make in your home life, R for retrograde, R for revise. See what revisions you can make in your home life to make it better. And shortly after, on April 22nd, Pluto is going to do the same thing. So Pluto is going to go retrograde April 22nd in your sector of home and family. It's going to retrograde until September 30th. So it's not going to go direct until September 30th. So it sounds like this summer, or whatever hemisphere of the world you're in, it sounds like the next 6 months or 5 or 6 months are going to be, it's time for revision in your home life and your family situation. Put the brakes on, see where you can make it better. And on April 29th, there's going to be a full moon in the sector of where you earn your money. So this could bring some changes regarding the area of where you earn your money. So it could bring changes within the existing area of where you earn your money. A select few Libras may be looking to do something different. That's obviously really specific. It's not going to apply to all Libras, but thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Astrology, so make sure to check me out there. Thank you very much. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.